Republic.
Thank you for joining us on Republic TV, ladies and gentlemen, on This Is Exclusive. All of the last 1 week, we've been getting you cases where the courts have come under scrutiny. We've had the Sengar case, the Kuldeep Sengar case, where after 8 years, sentence suspended, the survivor back on the streets, knocking on the doors of the Supreme Court now, as he's granted bail. And today you have a case from Vadodara, Gujarat, where a 23-year-old rammed into 9 people. He's been granted bail. The court says he's 23-year-old. He's got no antecedents. And the family of the victim is asking for justice. There are several cases in the recent past, and we are going to talk about it on the show. In fact, some of the victims are joining us in the course of the show tonight. Here are the headlines. After Republic raises Kuldeep Sengar case, the CBI has been forced to challenge.
Another round! Another round! Another round! Another round! Another round!
Another killer driver on the wheel granted bail. Court cites his age, grants bail for the Vadodara youth who rammed into 8 people, killing 1 in March this year. Justice evades Shaheen Malik 16 years after she was attacked with acid. Court cites lack of evidence, acquits 3. Her fight continues. Attack on Christmas festivities by the fringe in several cities across India. In Raipur, Nalbari, Bareilly, no case filed, no action taken. Khalida Zia's son returns to Bangladesh after 18 years under heavy security cover. Awami League banned. Will he now take over from Yunus in 2026 elections? And Arnab live with the biggest investigation at 9 p.m. tonight. Stand by for the expose of the year. It's on the debate tonight. Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Developments in at least 3 cases in the last few days have turned the lens on some of the judgments that have come out, and the scrutiny is now on court orders. In fact, it's the victims who are openly questioning these court orders. In Vadodara in March this year, a 23-year-old Rakshit Chaurasia, who rammed into 9 people, he plowed into 9 people, 1 person died, was killed, and he's been granted bail. The court has said that the offense is serious, but he's got no antecedents, and that he has to be granted bail. He can be released. And in the case of Kuldeep Sengar, a BJP MLA, a former BJP MLA, was a BJP MLA when he was arrested. His sentence was suspended. The victim is knocking on the doors of the Supreme Court now. The matter has once again gone back to the court. And in the case of Shaheen Malik, an acid attack victim, for 16 years she's been fighting. Her attackers, 3 of them, have been acquitted, citing lack of evidence. And in all these 3 cases, they are asking the courts, where is the justice? Let me start first up with Siddharth Luthra, who's joining us live, senior advocate. Siddharth Luthra is joining us along with Purav Patel. Purav Patel is the husband of the victim, one of the victims who was plowed by Rakshit Chaurasia in Vadodara. In fact, Mr. Luthra, with your permission, I'll just get in a question with Purav. Purav was a victim himself. He was there in Gujarat. So I'd like you to just hear him for 1 minute, and then we'll go across to Mr. Luthra. Purav ji, March mein humne cover ki thi. What happened with you? What happened with your family? We covered it, right? In fact, what we remember is immediately after the crash, he kept shouting another round, another round. The next morning he came out. In fact, he was paraded by the police. He lied saying he was not under any influence, right? I remember that. He was paraded by the police. He gave sound bites to the media when the case became national focus. And today, he's been granted bail, right? We've spoken about the Pune Porsche case, very similar to your story. What happened to your wife? You lost your wife in this particular accident. आपको क्या कहना है आज पूरव?
सर, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो यही कहना है कि बेल ग्रांट होनी ही नहीं चाहिए, कोई भी बेस हो, बेल ग्रांट होनी ही नहीं चाहिए। जब तक उसको सजा नहीं होती तब तक बेल ग्रांट होनी ही नहीं चाहिए। और मेरी वाइफ ऑन द स्पॉट उधर ही उसकी डेथ हो गई थी, और मैं खुद 3 दिन के लिए डॉक्टर ने मेरे को बोला था कि क्रिटिकल कंडीशन है, लाइफ और डेथ के बीच में मेरी। और उसके बाद पूरा 6 से 7 महीना मैं जो ट्रॉमा से गुजरा हूं वो मैं एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकता, इतना सारा ट्रॉमा था सर। और मेरे बॉडी पे टोटली 5 से 6 ऑपरेशंस हुए। तो इतना सारा अगर कोई बंदे के साथ होता है तो उसको जस्टिस मिलना ही चाहिए। और ऐसे लोग जो ड्रग एडिक्ट होते हैं और ऐसा ड्राइविंग करते हैं तो उनको तो 110% बेल मिलनी ही नहीं चाहिए। बस मेरा यही कोर्ट से, यानी अपने लॉ से, पुलिस से और अपनी गवर्नमेंट से सबसे यही गुजारिश है कि इसकी बेल पहले कैंसिल की जाए और जितना हो सके उतना जल्दी ये केस को ऑन बोर्ड करके उस पर कार्रवाई शुरू की जाए।
पूरव जी हमारे साथ बने रहिए, बिकॉज सिद्धार्थ लूथरा सीनियर एडवोकेट है, ही इज सीनियर एडवोकेट इन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट, ऑफिसर ऑफ द कोर्ट है, उनसे पूछता हूँ। Mr. Luthra, we've had several cases in the last few days alone here on Republic. Of course, you would have known and seen what the courts observed while granting bail and suspending the sentence of Kuldeep Sengar. And in the case of Purav Patel, he himself...
Let's talk about Mr. Patel. Let's talk about Mr. Patel first.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it one by one.
Sure.
And let's speak, because right now you're dealing with somebody in anguish. Let's deal with him first.
Sure. So, you have any... Can I get your views, sir, on his case?
Yeah, I will give you my views. First of all, Patel साहब ने एक बहुत समझदारी की चीज और सुलझी हुई चीज की कि केस चलना चाहिए. He's absolutely right. केस चलना चाहिए. इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी को केस चलाना चाहिए, प्रोसिक्यूशन को केस चलाना चाहिए. इसमें मैं इनसे कंप्लीट मैं सहमत हूँ. आई एग्री विद हिम कंप्लीटली. सेकंड थिंग इज, आप लोग कह रहे हैं कि कानून में बेल नहीं होनी चाहिए, बेल शुड नॉट बी ग्रांटेड. द फैक्ट इज पार्लियामेंट हैज इनेक्टेड earlier the CRPC, now the BNSS. The BNSS provides for parameters of grant of bail. Courts act based on those parameters. Either you remove the provision of bail completely, take it out of the statute book. If you remove the provision, if once you are prosecuted, you should not get bail, then it's a different matter. But once Parliament provides for a bail and the judges apply those parameters, those have to be considered. If the judge has wrongly applied the parameters, Mr. Patel is right. State will challenge it or he will challenge it and the order will be set aside. But if it is rightly applied, and there are various parameters, delays, etc. Remember one thing, prior to BNSS, the offence of rash and negligent act leading to death and accidental death was punishable with 2 years. It was a bailable offence. BNSS makes it non-bailable. That is the reason for 5 months or so custody. But the fact of the matter is, Parliament allows the judge the discretion to grant bail if the judge feels that it falls within the set parameters of grant of bail, that may be delay in trial, maybe age, maybe the fact of presumption of innocence, all of these are provided by law. या तो अब लॉ जब तक है तो बेल ग्रांट होगी. हाँ, ये जरूर है कि केस जल्दी चलना चाहिए, उससे मैं इनसे सहमत.
सर, अभी कोर्ट ने जो उसको बेल दिया है उसमें ऐसा मेंशन किया है को 23 इयर्स का है. एक रीजन है.
साहब, मैंने ऑर्डर देखा नहीं, मैं कह नहीं सकता. मुझे बुलाया गया था टू गिव एन ओपिनियन ऑन बेल. ना रिपब्लिक वालों ने मुझे ऑर्डर आपका दिखाया. अगर देखा होता तो मैं जरूर आपको अपनी सलाह दे सकता कि सही है कि गलत.
Sir, in fact, Purav ji, I would like to tell Mr. Luthra, sir, I would just like to quote what the court has said. In fact, while granting bail,
sir, I'm not going to respond without seeing the entire order. This piecemeal business is something which I, as a professional, feel is inappropriate and unethical. That you give me one line, I give a response. That's not fair to the system.
So, can I ask you a question, Mr. Luthra? In that case, okay. So, my question to you now: increasingly, people are asking question of the courts. Some of the verdicts, I mean...
People are not, sir. People are not. You people do it.
No, victims are asking, sir. People like Purav Patel.
Sir, victims have a right. They have a right to go to court and challenge it. There is a remedy. The Constitution and the law provides a remedy. The question today is, all of us don't necessarily understand. People are not experts in law. There is anguish. Victims' rights are now clearly defined, which were not so earlier. I've been for many years advocating, and now victims' rights are completely defined. So the victim has a right to be heard at the stage of bail. The victim has a right to challenge the bail order. The victim has a right to challenge an unfair acquittal. All these rights are available to a victim. And if courts are going to be right, courts are going to be wrong, but there is a hierarchy of courts. And today, what is important is that Mr. Patel, if he is aggrieved, and if he is rightly aggrieved by the order, he should challenge the order and should do it at the earliest. And if it is wrong, I'm confident that the higher courts will give him relief.
Okay. Thank you, Siddharth Luthra. And Purav ji, we'll talk to you again at 8 o'clock. Purav ji, looking forward to having you on the debate as well. Thank you, Mr. Luthra, for your time. This evening, I'm getting in some breaking news on This Is Exclusive. There's been another killing of a Hindu in Bangladesh. A Hindu called Amrit Mondal. We're getting in more details from Dhaka. Story breaking in from Dhaka. The details are now trickling into our newsroom. A Hindu called Amrit Mondal, alias Samrat, 29 years old, beaten to death on charges of extortion in Rajbari, Bangladesh. The attack took place around 11 p.m. last night. Pangsha Model Police Station officer in charge has confirmed this morning that Amrit Mondal was killed, saying that Amrit Mondal was in fact lynched. Those are pictures of Amrit Mondal that we're getting in. Amrit Mondal alias Samrat. He was the head of the Samrat Bahini unit in Bangladesh. He's the son of Akshay Mondal. And these are some details that we're picking up. It's the second killing of a Hindu in the last few days in Bangladesh. Minorities increasingly being targeted by radicals in Bangladesh. This is the second case that's come to light. The UNIS government has dragged its feet in the case of Deepu Chandra. Following international condemnation, was forced to act. And we're getting in details now that a second Hindu, Amrit Mondal, has been lynched in Rajbari. Details being broken by Republic TV. We'll keep a close track on the story. Deepu Das was lynched a few days back in Mimim Singh, and Amrit Mondal now killed in Rajbari. Kishale is joining us with the details. Kishale.
Well, exactly. Another brutal incident where a Hindu man was lynched in public. The incident happened on Wednesday around 11 p.m. What happened was this man was targeted. Everyone was forced to believe by a section of that crowd that this man was a robber. He was extorting money and he was a robber who needs to be beaten up. and the crowd took up the matter in their own hand, like in the case of Deepu Dash. They killed him and they celebrated that murder in the same way Amrit Mondal's murder was also celebrated. On the other hand, it's alleged by the section of radicals that it was actually Amrit Mondal who was engaged in extortion, and that is the reason that the people of that area became angry and beat him to death. That is the reason given by the radicals. The police is saying they are right now investigating the matter. 2 people have been arrested in the matter. 3 more has been detained according to sources. We are not confirmed about that yet. But yeah, another incident of a Hindu man being lynched on unproven charges against him. In this case, a robber. He's called an extortionist, and then he is murdered in public around 11 p.m. on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you for joining us. With those details, we're keeping a close track. Amrit Mondal, another Hindu killed in Bangladesh as Hindus come under attack. It's a concerning issue. Confirms what we here at Republic have been saying, that Hindus are not safe in Bangladesh. After Deepu Das, there's a second case of a lynching of a Hindu man. Keeping a close track on that story. Ladies and gentlemen, another story on this is exclusive this evening that we are focusing on. India is trying to strengthen the Siliguri corridor, often referred to as the Chicken's Neck. There is a plan to build an army camp in Kishanganj in Bihar. We are fortifying the Chicken's Neck. There is a strengthening of our posture along the Bangladesh border, particularly around the Chicken's Neck. And this 60-kilometer long corridor links India to the entire northeast. And India has already established 3 new military bases in West Bengal, Bihar, Assam to fortify this corridor. And defense authorities are exploring the possibility of a 4th army base near the India-Bangladesh boundary. But some in our opposition have a problem with that. An AIMIM MLA, also backed by the Congress in Bihar, has questioned the idea of building an army camp there. Here's what he says.
जो समस्या है अभी जो आर्मी कैंप बनना है आपका सकौर में, बहादुरगंज प्रखंड और कोचाधवन प्रखंड के बॉर्डर में, तो हम लोग चाह रहे हैं कि वहाँ नहीं बने, क्योंकि वहाँ जो भी खेत को लगभग 200 एकड़ को जो ये किया गया है, नपाई किया गया है, उसका बनना है, तो हम लोग चाहते हैं कि वहाँ नहीं बने, क्योंकि वहाँ खेती होता है और ये सरकार का नियम है कि जहाँ खेती होता है वहाँ कोई चीज़ नहीं बनना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर वहाँ बन जाता है आर्मी कैंप तो हमारा जो किसान है भूखे मर जाएंगे। तो हम लोग चाहते हैं कि वहाँ आर्मी कैंप नहीं बने। हम लोग दोनों भाई गए थे, दोनों विधायक गए थे, समस्या लेकर हम लोग लिखित आवेदन दिए हैं कि मेडिकल कॉलेज जो बने किशनगंज में वो पाटकोई में बने और जो आर्मी कैंप बनने वाला है उसको रद्द किया जाए। यही मांग लेके हम लोग मिले।
सर, सुरक्षा भी तो जरूरी है ना, जो आर्मी कैंप बन रहा है।
नहीं, सुरक्षा में कहाँ हम कहते हैं कि नहीं बने, सुरक्षा भी हो और क्या कहते हैं कि आप सब नागरिक का सुरक्षा दीजिए, पूरा देश का सुरक्षा हो। हम भी चाहते हैं, हम भी हिंदुस्तानी हैं भाई, हम तो बाहर के हैं नहीं। तो हम पहले खाएंगे तब ना सुरक्षा लेंगे। हम भूखे रहेंगे और सुरक्षा हम मांगेंगे तो नहीं होगा ना। हम पहले भूखे हैं, पहले हमारा पेट भर जाए, उसके बाद सुरक्षा का मांग करेंगे।
In fact, it's interesting. Here he doesn't mention it when speaking to the media, but there is also a letter written to the Deputy Chief Minister where they confirm that in this land which they are blocking the army camp, they don't want the army camp to come up there. They claim that there is religious interest there because there are madrasas and that there are schools, etc. And they say there are mosques there, and that is why they don't want an army camp to be built around it. But here is why it becomes extremely critical. When you look at the Siliguri corridor, now this is the Chicken's Neck here, this very narrow piece of land that connects India, the mainland, to the northeast. Now this is the Chicken's Neck, and that is why it's extremely important to have that 4th army camp. Now, where are these army camps? Let's show you the next map on the wall. West Bengal, we have a military base. There is a military base in Bihar. There is a military base in Assam, and Mizoram, another military base being planned. Now, there is a plan to construct an army camp in Kishanganj. Some in the AIMIM seem to have a problem. In fact, we are waiting for the AIMIM MLA to join us. We have told that Tauseef Alam is joining us. He was supposed to join us live. Is he on the phone line? Tauseef ji, आप हैं? आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
हाँ, आपका आवाज सुन रहे हैं, बोल रहे।
हाँ जी, तो तौसीफ जी हमें ये बताइए हमारे दर्शकों को कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है आर्मी कैंप कंस्ट्रक्ट करने में किशनगंज?
नहीं, आप लोग गलत रिमर फैला रहे हैं। आर्मी कैंप से हम लोगों को कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। आर्मी हमारा देश का शान है, आन है, बान है। आर्मी कैंप बने मेरा क्षेत्र में, लेकिन वहां जो फसल का जमीन है उसमें ना बने। बिहार सरकार का जमीन हजारों बीघा पड़ा हुआ है, बिहार सरकार का जमीन, या फिर वहां से 1-2 किलोमीटर आगे पीछे बने ताकि जो फसल का जमीन है वो बच जाए। 1000 किसान वहां बर्बाद हो जाएगा, भूखे मर जाएगा, उसका जिम्मेदार कौन है?
एक मिनट वहां पे, ओके, एक मिनट। ऐसा नहीं है कि क्या ये लैंड लिया जाएगा और कॉम्पनसेशन नहीं देंगे ना, ऑब्वियसली वो भी देखा जाएगा। और आपका एक लेटर के बारे में बातचीत कल चल रहा है और मेरे पास थोड़ा डिटेल्स है। आपने क्या कोई लेटर लिखा है बिहार सरकार में? बिहार डेप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर को आपने एक लेटर, चिट्ठी लिखी है आपने तौसीफ जी?
हाँ, उसमें हम लोग यही आपत्ति दिए हैं कि वहाँ किसान का जमीन है।
ना, उसमें आपने ये भी लिखा है, लाइन नंबर 5, 5वीं लाइन पे आपने ये लिखा है कि उसमें ये लैंड, प्रपोज्ड लैंड कनेक्टेड टू ईदगाह, द प्रपोज्ड लैंड इज कनेक्टेड टू मॉस्क्स, ग्रेवयार्ड्स, रेजिडेंशियल सेटलमेंट्स, दीज आर सेंटर्स ऑफ रिलीजियस फेथ। आपने लिखा है चिट्ठी में?
उसमें आप देखिएगा तो ईदगाह भी आएगा, कब्रिस्तान भी आएगा, मंदिर भी आएगा, वो सब हम दर्शाए हैं उसमें। ये बात सही है, लेकिन किसान का जमीन, ज्यादातर किसान का जमीन है उसमें। और जानते हैं, किसी का 5 कट्ठा है, किसी का 10 कट्ठा है, किसी का 2 बीघा है, किसी का 5 बीघा है, किसी का 10 बीघा है। इसी तरह से
अगर लैंड का कॉम्पनसेशन दिया जा रहा है और आप बोल रहे हैं शायद 200, आपने बोला 200 फार्मर्स, करेक्ट?
हाँ,
अगर 200 फार्मर्स को कॉम्पनसेशन मिल रहा है तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है? उनको कई और जगह मिल रहा है या कॉम्पनसेशन मिल रहा है, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है उसमें?
प्रॉब्लम कुछ नहीं है भाई, वो फसल का जमीन है। हम कह रहे हैं कि आर्मी कैंप बने, मेरा देश का आन बान शान है, मेरा भी आर्मी है, मुझे सुरक्षा और मिलेगा। हम चाहते हैं कि बने, 2-4 किलोमीटर आगे पीछे बने, ताकि जो फसल का जमीन है वो बच जाए।
नहीं, आपको भी पता है कि ये कितना क्रिटिकल जगह है, चिकन्स नेक और सिलीगुड़ी कॉरिडोर जो है। तौसीफ जी, अब एक और बार बातचीत करेंगे आपके साथ। आई हैव टू टेक अ ब्रेक नाउ, विल स्पीक वन सेकंड, विल ट्राई एंड गेट यू लाइव। ही वाज सपोज्ड टू जॉइन अस लाइव, but for some reason he is not joined us live. He was on the phone line. We'll take a break at this point, but we're coming back with the trending at 7:13. That's coming up next. But at 9 p.m. tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a big investigation with Arnab. A very, very hard-hitting investigation at 9 p.m. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
Of Christmas revives in Bethlehem, where Jesus was born, as fragile peace remains in Gaza. Also, we bring you how the fringe groups have attacked festivities in several Indian cities. We get you the reaction of Rohit Sharma as he is trolled with a vada pav offer at the stadium. All that and more on Trending with me, Rakshita, at 7:30 p.m.
Co-powered by Century Ply, Club Prime, Raho Befikar.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi and National Law School Bengaluru.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप एमडीएच का जल्दी और जीरा सिप एमडीएच का जल्दी और जीरा सिप।
We just now felt this entire mountain shiver because there are blasts going on. As we were telling you, usually for the limestone mining, the acceptable range of the blast is around 1 meter. And that won't be so harsh that we could feel this entire mountain, feel shake. Yes, definitely. And the kind of, because for cement mining, they need a blast of a larger range of something around 50 meters or 60 meters, and when that happens, we were not able to show you, but because that is very frequent between 2 to 3 p.m. we'll try to get that on camera for you guys. But while I was speaking to you, I could feel this mountain shake. So that is the range, and all of this is illegal, Shivam. All of this, the range of those blasts which is used in those mining, the kind of trucks that you see on the other end, which are carrying those residual pebbles, those are also they are not legally allowed to sell those. But they're not only doing illegal work, they're also making double profit out of whatever is left here. They're making profit illegally out of the Aravalli hills, the lungs of the Delhi NCR, the home for several hundreds of people, wildlife, and so much more. As we know that recently the Supreme Court has accepted the new definition of the Aravalli range, where any mountain which is under the height of 100 meters will not be considered as a part of Aravalli range. Now, what will be the repercussions of it? Any mountain which is not considered a part of Aravalli range will be open to construction, will be open to mining. And this Aravalli range, which is more than 2.5 billion years old, also the lungs of the Delhi NCR, protects Delhi NCR from heat wave, from dust, and from letting the situation get even worse, which already is in Delhi NCR with the pollution. We are showing you something which spans far before this entire decision, which is of a time when this decision was nowhere to be seen, which was not expected. But clearly this was expected by the authorities, because we are showing you the ranges. Let us make you understand. Now, as you see on the other end, that is a mountain in another village, and according to the locals here, this mountain that where you can see me standing was also of the same height.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, मसाला। मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
shouted another round, as he rammed into 8 people.
Another round! Another round! Another round!
Vadodara killer driver now granted bail. Is justice only for the super rich? Arnab talks about it at 8 p.m.
From your smartphones to the smart television, the trending stories are always breaking the internet. And tonight, we wish you a Merry Christmas and we present to you a lineup of stories that's viral and trending on the internet. We begin with a glimpse of the Christmas festivities from across the globe. Along the way, how it is being celebrated. For some, this festival is marking hope as they anticipate an easing into peaceful times here on, amid global tensions that have escalated and have been simmering for quite some time. Next up, we also show that how the fringe groups have been spoiling the festive spirit in several Indian cities. Groups have gone about breaking down any signs of Christmas celebrations in at least 3 states. And lastly, we also show you how Rohit Sharma was one of the key attractions at the Vijay Hazare, and he was also offered his favorite, as it is touted to be, the vada pav, and his reply is going viral. We have all that and much more on Trending Tonight with me, Rakshita. And let's take a glimpse, viewers, to all the Christmas celebrations from across the globe. Christmas celebrations across the globe have been witnessed in cities lit up with lights, bringing in the merry spirit with utmost cheer, pomp and joy. We bring you first visuals from Bethlehem. The Christians believe Jesus was born in Bethlehem. And in fact, after a long time, we see the festivities return to the city in first of its 2 long years with the war in Gaza that had been dragging on. Christmas in Bethlehem has this year been till this year at least been a very somber affair without the traditional festivities and decorations and music. But this year is different. Families are flocking again to Manga Square, signaling hope about the fragile ceasefire and providing a much needed economic boost to Bethlehem as well. And residents also spoke in confidence and hope as they ring in the festival of cheer.
عيد ميلاد مجيد من بيت لحم لكل شعوب العالم. يعني احنا اليوم جاهزين لاستقبال البطرك، جاهزين لاستقبال العيد. الروح عالية جدا، الفرحة موجودة بين كل الناس في مدينة بيت لحم. وبنحب نرسل من بيت لحم رسالة لكل أهلنا في العالم، إنه رسالة أمل ورسالة صمود، وكمان رسالة لكل العالم بأنه الشعب الفلسطيني محب للحياة، الشعب الفلسطيني محب للسلام.
And in fact, this festival has brought in a silver of hope for nations which have faced a difficult time in light of the global tensions that have been simmering for long. We bring you visuals from Christmas festivities in Iraq as Christians gathered in Iraq's Nineveh plains attending a mass and the Christmas mass and prayed for peace and stability. Even as the Christians here have been targeted by Islamist extremists on several occasions and have also fled the country for better economic opportunities here. But this time we see that there is the spirit of Christmas that is witnessed. There have been a lot of tensions, especially how Islamic State had in 2014 swept through northern Iraq, including traditionally Christian towns had been targeted across the Nineveh plains. And the exact number of Christians left in Iraq remains unclear, but they are thought to number several hundred thousands.
يعم السلام بالعراق خاصة وبالعالم والعنف ينتهي. هاي يعني أحسن أمنية أتمناها والخير للجميع ولعائلتي.
شعلة نجمعها من أغصان الأشجار الزيتون التي كان يصلي والتي كان البستان الذي كان فيه أشجار الزيتون الذي صلى يسوع المسيح يمد شجرة الزيتون. فهذه نجمعها ومن البساتين التي حول بغداد نجمعها ونحرقها هنا. وهذه ترمز الشعلة وترمز الشعلة إلى النور والنور الذي يعني نبتهج به.
And echoing his sentiment of hope, it was Gaza. Many of the Palestinians of Gaza's tiny Christian community took to the Strip's only Catholic church to celebrate Christmas under a ceasefire for the first time in 2 years. This is from a Holy Family Church compound in Gaza City that we're showing you, which has served as a refuge for both Christians and also Muslims during the conflict, sheltering hundreds of displaced people. The parish was hit by fragments from an Israeli shell in July, killing 3 people in what Israel then called an accident and expressed regret over it. And for many displaced Palestinians sheltering at the church, a fragile sense of change is being felt.
قد يكون مختلف عن الأعوام السابقة. هذا العام يعني نحن نشعر إلى حد ما ببداية الأمن والأمان إلى حد ما، بمعنى توقف القصف أو يعني ابتعاده عن مناطقنا، وهذا مهم كثير. طوال العامين الماضيين كان أعوام كانت قاسية جدا. نحتفل على أمل، يعني على أمل ورجاء أن يكون نهاية للحرب، وأن يكون هنالك قادم جميل عنوانه إعادة إعمار غزة، وأن يعود الناس النازحين في هذا المكان إلى منازل قد تكون جديدة، لأنه لا يوجد أحد في هذا المكان لديه بيت أو تبقى له بيت لمعظم.
And as the world all over is celebrating Christmas and bringing in the festive spirit, India also has joined in the festive spirit. But there are some who are disrupting this spirit. There is violence being reported from some of the states, at least in Chhattisgarh, Assam, Uttar Pradesh. Even in Delhi, we saw that the celebrations, the revelers were being targeted by fringe groups. It's in the name of protest. The cities have seen vandalism. You can see the visuals from violence that happened at a school in Assam, in Raipur, in Bareilly as well. This is Assam's St. Mary's School, a place meant for learning, not intimidation. St. Mary's School in Nalbari, Christmas preparations were ransacked and set on fire. Members of fringe outfits alleged storming the camp, that they stormed the campus. They raised slogans demanding the removal of the statue of Jesus. And when the school refused, the response was vandalism. In Raipur, if you see, in Magneto Mall, Raipur, it was decked up for Christmas. It was reduced to debris. Under the cover of a Chhattisgarh Bandh, protesters stormed the mall, not to protest policy, but to destroy symbols of celebration. Christmas trees were uprooted, Santa Claus, all those figures were smashed. And festive decor, that was worth 5 lakh rupees, was destroyed. And mall management says that the loss is financial, but the damage, ladies and gentlemen, is far deeper. It also damages the spirit. Because we have several top cities, who are conducting fates and festivities. But we have some cities now like Uttar Pradesh's Bareilly that also witnessed similar incidents of hatred. People were reciting some, there was some chanting, there was sloganeering also that happened outside a church. We can just cut across to the visuals from Bareilly. But let's go on to other visuals as well. And there hasn't been any action that has been taken so far, what we know, viewers. And that's the sad part of it. So, visuals from Assam, visuals from Bareilly. Recently, there were some who are also questioned for celebrating at a market in the national capital as well. That, of course, has been going viral. And viewers, we now are going to go to the world of cricket. Indian cricketer and former star captain Rohit Sharma displayed zeal and grit like no other as the BCCI and Indian cricket team's head coach Gautam Gambhir had cast heavy doubts on Rohit Sharma and fellow star batter Virat Kohli's form and future and involvement in the World Cup 2027. The deadly duo have let all the doubts rest as they roar back into form with their recent performances, with Kohli picking up a century after century. Rohit Sharma now sporting a new well-built physique and batting prowess at the top order. There remains no doubt on the players' spots in the team. Now, casting fans into a frenzy was also the confirmation that Virat and Rohit were to make appearances in Vijay Hazare trophies. Fans flocked to the stadium to catch a glimpse of Rohit Sharma. In fact, as the pull shot maestro went to the stadium. And what really happened in midst of this fan frenzy was a very hilarious moment. Fans in jest called out Rohit Sharma while he was on field, teasing him and subtly trolling him, asking him if he wants to have a vada pav. Now, jokes have long been made at Rohit Sharma's expense, and and also linking him with his love for vada pav. But Rohit Sharma only took this in his stride when he was given this hilarious offer. He waved in no in response and went on to score a stellar 100 as well, and more at the match. Listen in.
मगर क्या करे रोहित भाई बड़ा पाव खाओगे क्या बैग में पड़ा है स्कूल बैग में पड़ा है खाओगे क्या बड़ा पाव देख लो इधर ये रोहित भाई बड़ा पाव बैग में है भाई क्या कट मारा मगर क्या करे रोहित भाई बड़ा पाव खाओगे क्या बैग में पड़ा है स्कूल बैग में पड़ा है खाओगे क्या बड़ा पाव देख लो इधर
And now let's take a quick look at the trends that are running fast on social media today. A light-hearted exchange between Haryana boxer Neeraj Kumar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going viral, leaving the netizens amused. During an interaction, Prime Minister Modi was greeted by Neeraj with a colloquial Ram Ram and Kaise Ho. That was very much in a Desi style and rooted in Haryanvi culture as well. And the moment sparked a flood of sarcastic and humorous reactions online, with users playfully associating Prime Minister Modi with Haryana's airy style and tone. Many called it wholesome and relatable. Others highlighted how such unscripted moments humanize political leadership in unexpected ways. Listen in.
राम राम हम सभी की तरफ से
नीरज राम राम
और कैसे हो
मैं तेरे जैसा ही हूँ
ठीक है जी
अच्छा नीरज
हाँ जी
ये अब नीरज का नाम सुन करके ही तुम्हें लगा होगा कि मेरा नाम नीरज है तो मैं भी नीरज चोपड़ा बन जाऊँ
हाँ जी सर जी राम राम हम सभी की तरफ से
नीरज राम राम
और कैसे हो
मैं तेरे जैसा ही हूँ
ठीक है जी
अच्छा नीरज
Rare and heartwarming Christmas video featuring Kate Middleton and her daughter Princess Charlotte has delighted royal watchers worldwide. 10-year-old Princess rapper Cardi B won the internet this Christmas with her uniquely personalized celebrations for her 4 children. Instead of a single Christmas tree, Cardi set up individual themed trees for each child, from a Labubu tree for culture to a Sonic-themed tree for Wave, a Minnie Mouse tree for Blossom, and a Patriots-themed tree for Baby Brim. Netizens applauded the gesture as elite parenting, praising her attention to individuality and calling it a refreshing departure from one-size-fits-all celebrations. A Christmas Eve video showing Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his family grooving sparked sharp reactions online. Now, while supporters viewed it as a festive cheer, critics were quick to point out the contrast between the celebratory mood and the ongoing economic hardship faced by many Venezuelans. Social media users sarcastically remarked that it's easy to celebrate with a full table while millions struggle with food insecurity. The clip reigniting debate over leadership optics during times of national crisis.
¡Que viva el Grupo Madera!
Ahead of the launch of operations at Navi Mumbai International Airport, a grand drone show lit up the night sky, featuring 1,515 drones. The spectacle showcased coordinated visuals, including 3D lotus blooms, the airport logo, aircraft formations, and themes like Green Airport and the Rise of India. The event symbolized innovation and ambition, marking a significant milestone in India's aviation infrastructure, while turning the airport's opening into a visual celebration of progress. Formula One wished fans a Merry Christmas with a festive post that quickly gained traction worldwide. Fans responded enthusiastically, flooding the comments with tributes calling it the best grid on earth. The post reflected F1's global appeal, Formula One's global appeal, and its ability to engage fans beyond the racetrack, reinforcing the sport's growing cultural presence and its tight-knit international community, even during the off-season. Veteran American actor and improvisational comedian Pat Finn died at the age of 60 after battling cancer. Known for his memorable appearances in iconic shows such as Friends, Seinfeld, and The Middle and that 70s show, Finn was celebrated for his comic timing and warmth. His family describes him as someone who lived with joy and exuberance. Tributes pouring in. Global action icon Jackie Chan added cinematic flair to the Olympic torch relay as he carried the flame through the ancient ruins of Pompeii, with Mount Vesuvius standing tall in the backdrop. The relay also traced the breathtaking Amalfi Coast, blending history, sport and spectacle. The torch relay will span 12,000 kilometers, passing through all 110 Italian provinces before culminating at Milan's San Siro Stadium for the opening ceremony on the 6th of February. And we now move on to more news that have been making headlines today. Delivery and gig workers associated with major e-commerce and food delivery platforms, fast delivery platforms, had quick commerce platforms announced all India strike due for today, that is Christmas, and on New Year's Eve, that is 31st December as well. Now, what are the avenues included? Platforms such as Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto, Blinkit, Amazon and Flipkart. And amid the festive season, even hearing of the strike of as many platforms has caused concern to many. And it makes one wonder why this protest. Now, this as the Indian Federation of App-Based Transport Workers and the Telangana Gig and Platform Workers Union called the strike to protest over deteriorating working conditions. They also raised concerns over wages, safety, job security and social protection. Delivery workers allege they continue to face long working hours, declining earnings, unsafe delivery targets, arbitrary account deactivations and lack of welfare benefits, particularly during peak demand periods and festivals. And viewers, now we show, as we come to a close, with a glimpse, we leave you with a glimpse into the demonstrations of Indian Army's strength in its valiant actions and bravery. Operation Sindoor exemplified the Indian Army's resolve, precision and tech-driven superiority. Now, this comes as Indian Army calls upon all of us to witness this tech-enabled might at Army Day Parade 2026 in Jaipur, where niche technologies and next-gen capabilities for tomorrow's battlefield will march with pride. Mark your calendars. The date is 15th of January at the Mahal Road in Jaipur, and this is the video that has been released by the Indian Army. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back with the Super Prime Time debate with Arnab Goswami.
by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा राजा प्योर मसाला।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता. टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस. विद यू लाइक फैमिली. विद यू ऑलवेज.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का.
MDH की देगी मिर्च. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार. क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला.
We just now felt this entire mountain shiver because there are blasts going on. As we were telling you, usually for the limestone mining, the acceptable range of the blast is around 1 meter, and that won't be so harsh that we could feel this entire mountain feel shake. Yes, definitely, and the kind of because for cement mining they need a blast of a larger range of something around 50 meters or 60 meters, and when that
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र.
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो.
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता. टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस. विद यू लाइक फैमिली. विद यू ऑलवेज.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला. डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ. डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा. अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ. सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम. रहो बेफिक्र.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल. ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े. क्या निराला MDH मसाला.
मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी. What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं.
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा. रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला.
सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जीरा सिप MDH का जीरा सिप.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला. डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे.
We are willing to put an end to this conflict via peaceful means based on the principles that I outlined in July last year when I spoke at the Foreign Ministry of Russia. We are willing to put an end to this conflict via peaceful means based on the principles that I outlined in July last year when I spoke at the Foreign Ministry of Russia.
Putin squarely blamed Kyiv for the failure of peace negotiations, accusing Ukraine's leadership of refusing dialogue.
Statements from Zelensky that he is not prepared to discuss territory issues. At the moment, we don't see their readiness. I would like to remind where it all began.
Rejecting allegations against Russia, Putin claimed Moscow did not start the war. Putin blames roots of Ukraine conflict lie in 2014 anti-constitutional coup.
We did not start this war. This war began as a result of the anti-constitutional military coup in 2014 and then commencement of the military action against its own citizens in the southeast of Ukraine.
Despite the tough stand, Putin said Russia remains open to dialogue and peaceful resolution.
We also would very much like to live in peace next year, getting rid of military conflicts, and I reiterate, we actually would very much like to resolve all contentious issues by way of talks. President Trump is taking serious efforts to conclude this conflict, put an end to this conflict, and I said on many occasions that he is quite sincere in this undertaking. And moreover, during the meeting with President Trump in Anchorage,
he shouted another round, as he rammed into 8 people.
Another round! Another round! Another round!
Vadodara killer driver now granted bail. Is justice only for the super rich? Arnab talks about it at 8 p.m. Sengar rape survivors fight continues after 8 years. Vadodara killer driver who wanted another round gets bail. Shaheen Malik's acid attackers acquitted by court. Courts under scrutiny at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Sengar rape survivors fight continues after 8 years. Vadodara killer driver who wanted another round gets bail. Shaheen Malik's acid attackers acquitted by court. Courts under scrutiny at 8:30 p.m. tonight.
I think when you're an open person, जब हम कहते हैं जो कुछ भी हो जाए हम ये कहेंगे हम एक थे, एक हैं, एक हमेशा रहेंगे भारत.
Singar rape survivors' fight continues after 8 years. Vadodara killer driver who wanted another round gets bail. Shaheen Malik's acid attackers acquitted by court. Courts under scrutiny at 8:30 p.m. tonight.
Truly, music belongs to everybody. And there is no barrier of caste, color, creed, language, gender, age, sex, nothing. Nothing at all.
Yes.
Which is why the old songs still come back as classics and the new ones are making their way over there.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, the raging debate about why only the super rich in this country seem to be getting justice. Following 8:30 p.m. tonight, why people feel the courts of the country, the judiciary of the country must come under public scrutiny. And at 9 p.m. tonight, an Aravallis sting, a blatant open violations of everything the central government is promising. We'll expose everything at 9 o'clock tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, why do I ask questions? Why did I grill the person who till recently was Chief Justice of India? To a point where I felt he started feeling uncomfortable. Let me tell you, viewers, I don't feel good putting an ex-Chief Justice of India on the mat, but I'm compelled to. After all, he was the Chief Justice of India. But he must also understand, and the judiciary of this country needs to understand, that justice is not done in a vacuum. The judiciary in this country must understand that people are putting it under scrutiny. And several decisions of the judiciary have been extremely, not controversial, but questionable of late. The judiciary must understand that yes, they have the right to bring in a lot of subjectivity into their decisions, but sometimes when they themselves cannot answer in a convincing way, someone needs to ask. If I don't ask, if Republic don't ask, doesn't ask, who will? Who will in this country? Viewers, we must be very careful of an understanding between the executive and the judiciary. A battle of turf between the judiciary and the executive, in which the people are not given a stake. It seems to be a narrow definitional fight for turf between powerful politicians and powerful judiciary. And in that process, ladies and gentlemen, you, the people, are set aside. How many cases are there as of now? Let me tell you, this is what the judiciary must think: 4.5 crore cases pending. Today, this massive backlog, 45 to 50 million cases pending, is a black spot on the judiciary, including appellate court, Supreme Court, High Court, lower court. What's going on in this country? And then the judges speak of accountability. I asked them tonight, yes, you have 5 crore cases pending. You will give multiple reasons why so many cases are pending. But I'll tell you which cases are not pending, ladies and gentlemen. The Supreme Court says of accountability that India cannot have two parallel legal systems. One for the rich and resourceful and those who wield power, and the other for small men without resources, without capabilities to gain justice. I'm quoting the courts to the courts, ladies and gentlemen. The courts are aware of the dangers when people begin to feel there are two parallel systems of justice, one for the rich, the powerful, the connected, the politicians, those who can buy those expensive advocates, and the others who get crushed by the system itself. Ladies and gentlemen, case after case after case in this country, the system of justice is failing the poor people of India, the vulnerable, the middle class, and the underprivileged sections of our society. 5 cases I want to start by talking about tonight. 1, the 23-year-old super rich brat Rakshit Chaurasia, under the influence of drugs, THC and codeine, takes his expensive car, drives it at 140 kilometers per hour in Vadodara, mowed down 2 two-wheelers, kills 1 woman, injures 8 others, including children. And then comes out and says, I want one more round, one more round, one more round. He says, listen to this. After the crash, he says, I want one more round. Where's that audio?
Another round! Another round! Another round! Another round!
And this rich brat, the judiciary of India, says, let him free. The judiciary says, oh, he's just 23-year-old, give him a chance to reform. I want to ask the judiciary, what's going on? What are you doing? It's proven he was under the influence of drugs. He's not a minor at his age. There are people who, wearing the Indian uniform, have sacrificed their lives for the nation during Kargil. But the judiciary says, give him bail. Give this super rich brat a chance to reform. Ladies and gentlemen, and let me now tell you another thing. In Pune's Kalyani Nagar, a 17-year-old drinking alcohol before getting behind the wheel of a multi-crore Porsche killed 2 young software engineers. And the court said, give him bail, let him write a 300-word essay, give him a chance to reform. And the entire evidence was tampered in that case. The judiciary says, give him a chance to reform. After all, what have they done? They've only killed people. Is that a big thing? Perhaps not for the judiciary. And then the judiciary must ask itself what its credibility will be. Where will be the credibility of the appellate judiciary of the country if a politician, after raping a 17-year-old girl, killing her father, attempting to kill her, killing 2 of her aunts, ladies and gentlemen, convicted of rape and murder, is freed under a technical reason that he has not committed aggravated assault. What aggravated assault? What technical ground is the judiciary talking about? Why is the judiciary looking like it looks for a needle in a haystack to find an argument which will allow a powerful person to get away? Is this the approach of the judiciary towards the common man? No. Was that the approach of the judiciary in the case of Aravallis, where again, for a technical definitional reason, The courts go out of their way in the Aravalli case, out of their way to change the definition of an entire 2 billion year old mountain range. Opening it up to date, all kinds of exploitation, mining, quarrying, so that some people can make money. Ladies and gentlemen, are these not double standards? Did the Sandesara brothers, once accused of corruption, on which political parties took a strong position, not buy their way into freedom by paying 5,000 plus crore rupees as per a Supreme Court order? So the rich get away and are given ways to get away. The poor are crushed, the middle class are ignored. Acid attack survivor, how many cases do I tell you? Shaheen Malik was an MBA student from Panipat. Yesterday, 3 individuals, 16 years after they were charged in the 2009 case, were acquitted on grounds of lack of evidence. The victim says, I feel broken not by the violence but by the order. I trusted the system for 16 years. I trusted the system. When people lose trust in the system, is it not time for the judiciary of this country to start thinking? To start thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing my job. Let me tell you, once a Supreme Court judge filed a 100 crore defamation case on me because apparently in the channel I ran, for a few seconds, a wrong picture went for a technical reason with a wrong name, for which clarification after clarification after clarification was put out. But no, it was said that I should pay 100 crore rupees. I stood up in court with 2 of the greatest lawyers of the country standing for me. Then I was told that as a guarantee, 20 crore rupees is to be paid. My point is not that I will fight every legal case against me, for I never do any wrong. But I will say this tonight, if a prestige of a judge is worth 100 crore rupees for a small few seconds of a technical error, what is the value of the life of a common man in this country? Common man in this country. I have no problem, take on Republic, take on Arnab Goswami, file cases, do whatever you want. But stand for the common person in this country. And then I find it strange that when a politician rapes a 17-year-old, kills her father or aunt, when a 24-year-old under the influence of drugs kills people on the road, the courts are very forgiving. Very forgiving. What happened in the case of Yashwant Verma? What happened in the case of the burning cash? Did the courts of this country, did the judiciary of this country give us a true feeling that they were concerned about the corruption in the highest courts of the country, or was that matter also dealt with in a manner to buy time and take it away from the courts of public opinion? And I want to say to the lordships, I have the greatest of respect for you, but beyond the courts is also the court of public opinion. People are watching what happened to the Yashwant Verma case. And I'm raising this particularly because we, the people of India, must know that we must not be taken by this debate going on between the executive and the judiciary, where the judiciary says that the executive must not get into our turf, and the executive says the judiciary must not try and enter our territory in this territorial battle between powerful judges and powerful politicians. What about the people of India? What about the people of India? Ladies and gentlemen, what about the people? Judiciary and courts are not for optics. Republic stands for the people of this country. And still I say, the executive and the courts can redeem themselves. But only if they want to. Not if they say that these points that Arnab or Republic are raising are to be addressed adversarially. Put me in the courts, I will answer the courts of this country. For I have nothing but clear intent. And with the clarity of intent with which I followed the Aravalli case, I ask the judiciary and the executive, I have 5 demands. Restore the faith of the people of the country in the institutions that we are proud of. 1, reverse the Chaurasia case. You cannot let a drug-induced killer, super rich, get away. Reverse it. Demand number 2, immediately intervene suo moto before the vacations if required. In the Sengar case, do not let anger simmer. Do not let a politician rape and murder, and after that appear to get away. Justice must not just be done, it must be seen to be done. Number 3, allow the review petitions immediately. Don't even wait till after the holidays. Review, stay, reverse the Aravallis judgment of Chief Justice of India, Justice Gawai, who, with the greatest of respect, was unable to answer questions of judicial precedent when I questioned him. Fourth, on the acid attack case, intervene. When victims start saying that the system is not to be trusted, that is something which must set alarm bells ringing in the judiciary. And finally, in the Pune Porsche case, remember the lives of the middle class matter, not just the rich, however politically connected. From my side, I say tonight, the courts and the judiciary and the politicians of this country can redeem themselves, but only if they want to. Only if they want to, not if they feel they are not under anybody's scrutiny. And I have no agenda in this, but I must say this tonight. Where is the justice? Parth Pawar got away. His name was not in the FIR because he's Ajit Pawar's son. These are questionable decisions. The rich get away when they kill people on the roads and ask for one more round of narcotics. It's on tape. And yet I always feel that the moment the matter goes out of media scrutiny and public scrutiny, that's when these judgments come. And we, the people of India, must arm ourselves with knowledge about the law. We must congregate collectively and make sure that everybody who is in a position of power is under scrutiny, whether the courts or the politicians. Let's debate.
March 13, 2025.
मेरा कुछ नहीं है वो चला रहा है another round another round another round another round
Rakshit Chaurasia, 23 years old, shouted another round as he plowed into 9 commuters.
another round another round another round another round
हम लोग जब राइट लेने का स्पेस था उस टाइम एक स्कूटी थी और एक कार था. उसके बाद जैसे ही हम लोग अंदर घुसे तो कार छू गई और एयरबैग खुल गया. जैसे ही एयरबैग खुला कुछ आगे का दिखा नहीं और गाड़ी अपने आप ही डीरेल हो गई.
Rakshit Chaurasia, accused of Vadodara hit and run case which happened on the night of March 13. In his plea, he had said that he had no antecedents and he was a student. On the other hand, High Court replied saying the case needs to be considered. He is a student and he is in jail since last 9 months. Justice N.S. Kareel and the bench granted him a bail.
Rakshit lied when paraded by the police. He was under the influence of cannabis. 9 months later, he's been granted bail. The court in its order has cited his age, saying he is young and just 23 and has no antecedents. The court said release must be considered. Purav Patel was injured in the crash. His wife, Himali Patel, was crushed to death.
आक्रोश तो हमें भी बहुत है कि इसको बेल मिली ही कैसे और मिलनी चाहिए ही नहीं थी, फिर भी मिली. मेंटली मैं पूरा ब्रेक हो चुका हूँ, फाइनेंशियली बहुत तकलीफ हो रही है और मेंटली फिजिकली सभी तरीके से मुझे और मेरे पूरे परिवार को बहुत ही झेलना पड़ा है.
Is justice only for the super rich?
another round
With us on the program is Purav Patel, husband of Himali Patel. His wife died in the crash. Suhail Seth is with us, a citizen voice tonight. Susi Ben Shah is spokesperson of the Shiv Sena. And C. Rajshekharan is a senior advocate from Chennai. Purav, now the courts have said that he must be given bail. This 24-year-old who, under the influence of drugs, which have been proven to be codeine and a mix of something called CHC, so some kind of high drug inducement, he was drugged and under the influence of drug, he killed your wife. I want to know how you're viewing this and what you intend to do now.
सर इसमें सिंपल है, हमको जस्टिस चाहिए इन शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, और जो बेल ग्रांट की हुई है हमारे हाई कोर्ट ने, उसको अगर रिवर्स कर सकते हैं तो हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा है, क्योंकि ये जो हमारे साथ हुआ है एक्सीडेंट, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वो ड्रग एडिक्ट था, और सेकंड वो 140 और उसके अबव चला रहा था, तो उसकी वजह से मेरी वाइफ ऑन द स्पॉट उधर ही मेरी वाइफ की डेथ हो गई। तो उसके लिए हमको जस्टिस चाहिए, और जितना हो सके उतना जल्दी जस्टिस चाहिए।
We are watching this. I'm going to open the phone lines on this. Susi Ben Shah, I'm quite surprised the politicians in this country are very quiet when it comes to these cases. जैसे मतलब ही नहीं है, सोहेल, जैसे नेताओं को मतलब ही नहीं है, कोई मरे कुछ का किसी का हो, किसी आवाज उठाने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो politically connected होगा, he is under the influence of drugs. Now what happens is that when a rich person kills a middle class person, right, और courts भी कहते हैं उसको छोड़ दो, this becomes a precedent for the future. I'm surprised आप लोगों को, आप लोग ruling coalition में हैं, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है politicians. It doesn't matter to people now.
May I say a few lines, please?
Yes.
Let me say one thing, Arnab. First, let me congratulate you for what you have done with the Aravallis. You've been an old friend of mine, and like many people, I thought that perhaps you were going soft, but I'm glad you haven't changed. Because the day you change, you, and rightly so, the people of India will feel let down. And for that, my congratulations to you and to the Republic TV channel, because you have reposed faith in the people of the Republic of India. Your victory on the Aravallis is not a victory for a television channel called Republic. It's a victory for the Republic of India. You know, Amartya Sen wrote a seminal book called Idea of Justice. And to paraphrase what you said in your opening remarks, he said, justice is ultimately about fairness. So what Mr. Patel has gone through is unfairness of the highest order. It is unfairness at the courts of law. It is about process, and it is not about justice. The difference between Niti and Nyay is people like Mr. Patel, you, me, everyone would go to a court of law expecting justice. But what we get is process and a lot of pain. And I'm delighted that you're bringing up these issues, because this is what matters in today's India. You can't talk about a Vikshit Bharat where every Bharatiya has to worry about safety, law and order, but more importantly, about justice. The politicians, to my mind, have shamed themselves beyond repair. You know, the lady from Shiv Sena is nodding her head in disgust. Ma'am, it is absolutely disgusting.
I'm disgusted by the tragedy.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you're saying that.
I'm
that
not
is
minimizing it.
Ma'am, let me finish.
Please,
you know,
please.
the Shiv Sena was founded by Balasaheb Thackeray.
Sir.
I don't know which faction you are in or not in,
I'm
but
from
I have to
Shiv Sena.
say, I had a lot of respect for Balasaheb Thackeray because he put India first. And most importantly, he put Indians first. Today, the Indians feel like second-class citizens. If you don't have access to great lawyers, if you don't have access to, you know, people in the judiciary, you are marginalized. That is what we have to change in today's India. We cannot hope for an inclusive India where half the population is left out of the process because the other half can control, manipulate, and indulge in machinations of the worst kind. That's what Arnab Goswami is talking about. That's what Mr. Patel is identifying. I mean, can you imagine this brat uses the power of his wealth to subvert the process of independent judicial intervention? That is the tragedy of India.
We will keep, first of all, Sohail, thank you for what you've said. We've never actually changed. I just feel that the problem is the asymmetry now in power between the courts and the politicians on one side and everybody else on the other. I am quite concerned, Susi Ben Shah. You should make this a big issue. You got a rich person under narcotic intoxication who murders a citizen and injures 8 others.
Yes, પટેલ સાહેબ તમને અમારા તરફથી શ્રદ્ધાંજલિ અને આ ન્યાયિક લડાઈમાં અમે તમારી સાથે અડીખમ ઊભા છે. બિલકુલ આમાં બિલકુલ પોલિટિક્સનો સવાલ નથી. આજે બી પૂરું ભારત રિપબ્લિક સાથે અર્નબ ગોસ્વામી સાથે તમારી સાથે ઊભા છે. Now coming back to your, he is a Patel, I am a Gujarati, so I thought let me just talk to him. We are here to give you confidence. We are here to give you confidence and not at all minimizing the tragedies being faced by the family. The crime was abhorrent. I mean, there is no two ways about it. But let us understand this, Mr. State, with the highest of respect, Mr. Goswami, and that this is a judicial process. The man was immediately, FIR was filed against him. Investigation is completed. The charge sheet is filed. It is death by negligence, rash and negligent driving. He's not going to escape that. He is going to face the strictest.
No. After that, what happens is, Misha, let me tell you, here is a case here. No, I feel that he must go for appeal with this. I feel that the Advocate General of Gujarat must represent in the appeal against this. I feel the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister, Home Minister of Gujarat must issue statements on this. I feel that the central government must get involved in this matter. I'll explain why.
Why do you think otherwise?
No, but Sushi Benji, because it has not happened so far, no. And the moment Republic, Sushi Benji, the moment Republic asks these questions, then it is always told.
No, it is well within your rights to ask questions. No wonder you are the fourth pillar of the democracy. But I'm here to say, Mr. Goswami, that let us not trivialize the wisdom of the High Court judges.
No, 1 minute. This is also, let us not, okay, one minute. Susi Benji, let me tell you. Susi Benji, it is always told to me, listen, we are not aliens. I am not an alien. And the judiciary does not have higher intelligence than the common man. Please do not undermine to use, I say, when you are saying, Miss Shah, 1 minute. Miss Shah, listen to me. Miss Shah, when you say, no, this line is always used. 1 minute, please let me. This line is always used. Trust the judicial process. No, trust the judicial process.
It is wrong.
I trust the judicial process, but what has the judicial process done to deserve my trust? The judicial process, Susi Benji, the judges are coming under scrutiny in this country. Do you realize how significant this moment is? When I have interviewed day before yesterday.
Who is denying that?
No, but why have you ever thought it's not about denial? Why are people losing faith in the judiciary?
There are set procedures.
What procedure? It is complete discretion.
Madam, with due respect,
we are not a banana republic. Judiciary does not run debate.
You answer one question of mine. You answer one question of mine.
Judiciary.
You answer one, madam. You're a very bright person. Answer one question of mine. And I know you will answer it with honesty and purpose.
Absolutely.
Today, if you ask an average Indian, does he have faith in the politician? The answer is no. Does he have faith in the judiciary? The answer is no. Does he have faith in the police? The answer is no. You tell me, Ms. Shah, where should the average citizen
go?
Who doesn't have access to a republic or to you or to other people, where does that citizen go? You tell me that. A, B, you said ultimately everything will be sorted. John Maynard Keynes said in the long run we are all dead. Justice delayed is justice denied. You only answer this issue. What will you tell as a responsible human being which you are? What answer will you give to Mr. Patel, who's been fighting for his life? For a
put him on it.
Who was killed because of a super brat.
And the nation and the channels republic are fighting with him. And so are we. But sir, Mr. Seth, please, let us understand this, that the judge, in their wisdom, in their wisdom.
No,
we are
this
here to
constant
challenge it.
phrase, judge in their wisdom. I want to ask you, are the public not wise?
They are right.
Always it is says the judges in their wisdom. Is Sohail Seth a fool?
They are sitting on a bench.
No, in their
Your
wisdom
lordship.
only I am doing, but in my wisdom I am asking the question. I can't keep saying my lords, my lords, my lords. You know this distance that happens between the bench, this distance between the bench and the rest of us, we are equals. We are equals participants in the fight for justice. We are always told, my lords, you have higher wisdom. But what about the wisdom and the pain of the common man?
In the spirit of the Republic TV, allow me to complete. I am here the victim.
Arnab Goswami knows some of the finest lawyers in India, as do I.
Yes.
We are not questioning, one minute, we are not questioning the wisdom of the courts. We are questioning their alacrity and their empathy. These are constitutional authorities. These are pillars of what the justice system should be. Now, you tell me, Ms. Shah, God forbid, if it had happened to any of our families, would we be as patient as Mr. Patel is? We won't.
No, we would be aggrieved. I agree with you.
Not aggrieved. I'd be upset. I'd want to kill someone. I mean, not kill someone.
No, please, sir. Now, my question is here. I'll give a thought to Mr. Rajshekharan. The case. I am only curious about these cases, Ms. Shah, Rajshekharan, in terms of precedent. Tomorrow, somebody in Guwahati is killed like this. Somebody in, God forbid, Siliguri is killed like this. Somebody drives an expensive car 150 kilometers an hour under the influence of tetrahydrocannabinol and codeine or any other combination of narcotics, and somebody dies, they'll get out of jail in 4 months. And where in the law, Mr. Rajshekharan, is written that if you're 24-year-old, you are to be treated differently from a 42-year-old?
You can vote,
or a
but you can be
52-year-old?
irresponsible.
Where is the law? I want the judge to show me the law that a 24-year-old is to be treated like a minor. Please show me.
No, why?
But where? No, question is where? Which leeway has the judge used in this case? Or is it his personal opinion?
Rascal to vote, but you think he's unwise. Why do you allow him to vote then? Your voting age is much below his drinking
Rajshekharan,
age.
quickly. Rajshekharan.
I just want to come in for a second after Mr. Rajshekharan.
I empathize with Mr. Patel. I completely agree with all your questions put forth to the judiciary. But let us be fair and honest in debating something which has been in the courts for a couple of years. See, the concerned,
not a couple of years, 9 months.
9 months.
No, I'll tell you.
Charge sheet has been filed.
The accused.
The forensic report has been given.
No, I'll tell you.
The medical report has been given.
Arrested. The accused has been arrested, remanded. He was inside the prison for 9 months. So I'll tell you how the system works. This is how bail is a rule, jail is an exception for any case. But
I'm sorry, a 24-year-old is old enough to drink, dope.
No, I'll tell you. Please.
Drink, dope and kill.
See, I don't make any accusations towards the judge because
I'm not making accusations to the judge. I'm just saying for the middle class, bail is often an illusion. For the powerful and the privileged, 1 minute, for the powerful and the privileged, it's a procedural inevitability. My question is this. In this particular case, the observations of the judge are extremely subjective. Where a judge feels an individual has the right to reform. Show me the precedent which says a 24-year-old deserves a soft touch. Show me. Show me. Pura Patel is here. Pura, my question is, show me. What? No, Miss, don't. No.
And not
Mr. Patel
is the basis of a jurisprudence.
No, I'm not. Don't teach me the basis of jurisprudence. Show me the law which says a 24-year-old is to be treated like a child after committing an act of murder. Mr. Patel.
No, the case is dealt on merits, not on individual personalities or their age or anything. The observation doesn't carry good in the judgment.
Well, tomorrow the rich will kill people like this in every Indian city and get away. And the case of Hemali Patel's death will become a judicial precedent. Pura Patel, what do you intend to do? Do you have the money to fight the case? Can you fight these people?
No, I'm sorry to...
Is there any appeal you want to make your own republic to the Chief Minister of Gujarat or anybody else?
No,
Yes, sir, I want to...
The death of Hima...
No, yes, Purab, go on, Purab and Susibet, Purab.
हाँ सर, मैं यही बोलना चाह रहा हूँ कि हमारे सीएम, हमारे पीएम, वो सब इसके अंदर ध्यान दे ये केस में, और जितना हो सके उतना जल्दी इसका फैसला सुनाए.
पटेल साहब, why do you think otherwise? 9 months.
अभी तक कुछ हुआ नहीं है ना, that's why he thinks otherwise.
Hold on. No, ऐसा नहीं होता. We don't run a banana.
नहीं, अभी तक तो हुआ नहीं है ना कुछ.
No. Hold on, Mr. Goswami.
नहीं, आप हमेशा you want to individually talk to the person. Tell the people, no?
I'm telling.
No, I'm asking you. God forbid a politician's family member dies like this. If an Aam Aadmi kills them in an auto rickshaw, I want to tell you. Oh yeah, you think in this country a politician is on the wrong faces.
Mr. Goswami, he was arrested. FIR was filed. Within 9 months, a full-proof investigation has happened. The charge sheet has been filed, forensic report has been filed, medical report has been filed.
He is going out and he is being released. You've not filed a review petition. Take the case to a review petition, challenge it before a bigger bench in the High Court. Assure him today that the Advocate General of Gujarat will come in this case.
Put
up. Last word.
हमारी रिक्वेस्ट